UEFA Euro 2016, sponsored by McDonald's.
Lovely setting sun behind the Notre Dame here on the cagey for that 45 minutes.
It's been really good. I think we heard Chris Coleman before the game talking about belief and going for it. They certainly haven't done that. So he's got a big team talk at half time. Got to try and get in the front foot, make things happen. We said before the game there's not much between these two sides, but they've just got to be a bit more positive. And we've seen very, very good quality.
We have been cagey, no two ways about it. Been a little bit nervous. Both teams have as well. We're trying to feel our way into this. You can't do that in the semi-final.
A mixture of the sense of occasion and also missing Ramsey up front, is that it?
Yeah, I think missing Ramsey because he likes to play in between the lines and the little pockets, and King hasn't done bad. I mean, he's got in the box a couple of times and he's been goal-scoring positions, but what it's done, it's forced Gareth Bale probably a little bit deeper. I mean, he does sometimes come deep and has got the licence to go everywhere, but when he does come deep, he's got to beat 2 or 3 men, and it's difficult. The space is down the sides. He's got down the sides a couple of times, but it is difficult.
So what needle have you found in this haystack of a match to illuminate us with?
I think Bale has been better than Ronaldo, and I think the game will probably boil down to that. So I think he's gone searching for the ball, as Ryan said, in decent areas. But I think if they move the ball a little bit quicker at the back and get it from one side to the other, they can try and create space that way. From Collins and goes all the way over to Chester on the other side and try and pull the full-backs out, which they do on this move. And then that just gives the space for Bale to make the runs in from that deep position. If you're going to, they're pretty static at times, I think, Portugal. If you can move them around like that, that's how the space is created, and that's how you get him in. And once he's got in, I think, as I said, we haven't seen this from Ronaldo, we've seen it from Bale. He's made runs down both sides, gets the cross blocked, but here he's surrounded by players, he is deep, but watch how positive he is. He's got King ahead of him, Robson Kanu, and when he gets it, he just thinks one thing: I'm not going to pass it, I'm not going to knock it wide, I'm not going to knock it into feet, I'm just going to drive into that area. And what that does, it pushes the back four back and he gets a crossing, a little bit unlucky. I think that as the game goes on, he's going to be more and more in the game. The worry is that Ronaldo hasn't really been in the game, and that's the worry that we've got.
The one bit that Ronaldo was involved in was potentially a penalty, a big penalty shout, where James Collins seemed to be wrestling him a little bit. What did you think of the validity of the shouts?
No, I think if you're 14, you'd obviously maybe put a claim in for it, but it would have been harsh. I think the defender's doing what he should be doing. He's getting tight to him, and I'd be surprised if they gave this. Referee's in a great position. He's looking straight down at it, and Collins is doing what all decent centre-halves should be doing, getting tight. You're up against one of the best players in the world, and he's doing his job.
Howard Webb is watching with us here in Paris as we see another replay of that. Howard, how did you read it?
I think Ray's right, Mark. I mean, in games of this magnitude, referees want certainty. In a context where there's always physical contact in the game, in slow motion, we can see that James Collins' arm is around the neck of Ronaldo. It's a legal contact, and he could have no complaints for penalties given. The referee will be aware of it. But for me, I think that on the whole, the referee called that just about right. But Collins has to be careful. He's close to being penalised.
Howard, thank you, particularly because it looks like it's going to be a game which is going to be won or lost on a small moment, doesn't it? So it's got to be careful there.
Yeah, it's always the case in semi-finals and big games. You know, it's the little details. And Wales started sloppy with a little easy passes, and what that does, miscontrols, it gives time for Portugal to get back in the shape. If they do the simple things better, then they'll have better chances.
Yeah. Craig, what would he be saying to them, Chris Coleman, right now?
Get back on the ball, start playing into midfield, because then we're able to get Gareth Bale into the game, we're able to get Andy King into the game, just quicker through the middle, through the lines, and we can get joy against this team.
I think they've been better than Portugal. I know they've been poor, but I think overall they'd be more happy at half-time than Portugal were.
Okay, 0-0 at half-time in Lyon. The main men, the two main men, the Real Madrid superstars. Well, they've threatened, they've flickered, but yet fully to burst into life. 0-0 at the break, second half to come.
UEFA Euro 2016, Sponsored by Carlsberg.
Now on ITV, sit back and experience what it feels like to be the fastest.
Usain Bolt broke the 100-meter world record in 9.58 seconds. Do you know what 9.58 seconds feels like? It feels like this. Like your whole life passing under your feet. Like the entire nation is running it with you. Like the overwhelming rush of hurt was worth it. It feels like that healthy Jamaican home cooking came with it. Like the boy grew up, but never lost his killer instinct. It feels beautiful, like pure joy. It feels like being a real-life superhero. Like everything in your whole life suddenly making sense. This is what it feels like to be the fastest.
Holidays are important to us, I think, because it's the one time that we can actually get together as a family.
Planning a holiday is kind of like a military operation. We've locked everything, snacks, passport.
The least stressful thing was organising the travel money.
I like spending my travel money on food.
Let's do this.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
It's never just money, it's being together. Travel money from Sainsbury's Bank.
Meg was going to spend lunch at her desk until Greg suggested co-op Sicilian lemon
Okay, going back.
ice cream and a peddler. Be as unpredictable as summer.
Let's talk about design.
That's it. Just be careful.